So we all want to know how to compress the golf ball. That is like it for contact, that's the way you're going to generate more spin. That's the way you're going to get a little bit more distance, a little bit higher apex. How do you compress the ball? Well, I'm going to show you. Now remember, you got to like and you got to subscribe, okay? Tell your friends about us, all right? We're having some fun over here. Now, what are the keys to compressing a golf ball? Well, my opinion is you got to have some high arm flow, okay? And what I mean by that is this. When the club goes back, yeah, I want the body to turn, absolutely. But what I want is I want you to feel like your arms are getting up here like this. I don't want your arms to be down here. I want them to have some lift to them. So when we set up to hit a golf ball, our hands are below our shoulders. When we take the club back, I want our hands to be above the shoulders. So you're going to get your hands from down here to up here. Your hands are going to lift in the neighborhood of about 3 or 4 feet, depending upon your size and arm length, okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a swing where I don't really get a lot of arm lift, okay? So my hands are, below the waist. I'm going to get a little bit of arm lift, but I'm going to keep it in here. Watch what happens to this. So I got a pretty good contact, okay? I like the contact. Actually, not bad ball speed too. But I want you to come up here in this baseline and just understand what happens with that. First, the path of my golf club is so far from the inside that I launch that 3 degrees to the right. And that still has about 800 RPMs of left spin, which means that my path, because the face is a little bit closed to that path, was out to the right more than 3.1 degrees. Call it 5 degrees out to the push side. And then I hooked it back. But this is one of the things that you want to see as a result of that. First, my backspin with my 6-iron is 4,600 RPMs. That's the backspin. What does that mean? What that means is that I don't have any stopping power. And so my golf ball flew out to about 160 and it rolled out to about 168. So I had about 8 yards of rollout. That is 1/3 of the average green. The average green has a 30-yard depth to it. And my golf ball rolled out 8 yards. So that's about 1/3, which means I've shrunken the green because I got to make sure that I carry onto the green with that. And so I've got a 6-iron that goes 168, but it carries like 160, 161. All of a sudden now, I've got to make sure that it carries into the green, doesn't go into that front bunker, carries into the green, but it doesn't roll too far and go through the green, which is what's happening to you. You hit shots that really look like they're really good shots and they land on the green and then they go skipping through. Why? Because you don't compress the ball properly, so you don't get the backspin that you're looking for. Again, that backspin's at 4,600. Now, what also happens here? Well, that apex was at 70 feet off the ground, which means my descent angle, that's the angle that the golf ball is coming into the ground at, is sub 40. This is 39. Call it 39. So it's sub 40. I need to have this thing 42, 43, 44, really fast club head speed players that have a 50 plus apex. They'll have that at a 50-degree descent angle. That's why like Tiger and all of those great players on the PGA Tour, Justin Thomas, those players are able to hit that ball with a fairway wood or long iron and it lands on the green and doesn't roll very far. But yours is rolling a tremendous amount. It doesn't have the apex. It doesn't have the backspin. It doesn't have the launch. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to feel when you take the club back that you're going to get your arms up into the air here. Okay? So that club is going to, you're rotating back still, but you're lifting those arms up into the air. I'm going to do that right here, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So up. And I hit that one just a little bit to the fat side, okay? So I got to hit another one because that wasn't my best strike. I still got the apex up there to 76, though the club head speed was off and everything else was a little bit off. It still stopped faster. You can see that one flew about 161.8 and stopped at 166.8. So a 5-yard rollout. I got a 5-yard rollout, okay? But that wasn't my best contact there. So here we go. So that's a really good contact, very good strike. And that one stops very quickly. Let me hit another one, because now I got to put a little bit of cut on that. Up. It's another good strike. This one is my keeper. So here's my keeper. Now, let me show you what happened with my keeper, because this is how I'm going to play. So my backspin went up to 5360. So let's just call it 5400. So I increased that by, 700 RPMs of backspin. I also got that one up to 91 feet. That's about where I play with my golf clubs. I have about a 90-foot apex. But look at what happened to my descent angle, 44 degrees, where the other one was like 38. Now I have 6 degrees more. And what ends up happening is my golf ball flies 176 and it stops at 179. So I have a 3-yard rollout. And at that point, I have just used 10% of the green. Instead of 33% of the green, I've used 10% of the green. And so now if I have a front hole location, I can get to it. If I have a back hole location, I can get to it. And obviously middle hole location is no problem. But if I have to allow for 8 yards of rollout, it's very difficult to get to a front hole location. Typically, those front hole locations are 5 paces on the green. You're going to be past that because you got to land it on the green. You're not landing it right at the front of the green. You're landing it on the green, say 2 yards, and then it rolls 8 yards. Now you're 10 yards into the green on a hole location that's 5 yards into the green. You're putting downhill because you don't have the arm lift. Now I want to show you about how to get this arm lift. What you're going to do is you're going to do a drill where you take your lead foot and you point it right at the golf ball. You take your trail foot and you put it on the toe, just like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to help to minimize some of the body motion that you're going to get. And what will end up happening is you end up taking the club and you end up going up like this. So that club, your arm goes straight up. And what I end up getting is a shot. Now, you're not going to get a tremendous amount of speed. So when you don't have that tremendous amount of speed, you're going to get a little bit of roll out there. That one there rolls out about 6 yards. But what you can see is the vertical launch right here goes to 19 degrees. Why does it go to 19 degrees? Well, because in large part, because my arms are lifting. So you do that drill a lot. That's going to help you. Another great drill that I like to do that helps with this is take your trail hand off the club, lead hand on, and you're going to take the club and you're just going to get that thing to go up there. So you get up here like this, lift it up, put your hand on like that, and what you're going to feel is that your arms and hands are in front of your chest. When you take it around, your arms get outside of the front of your chest. They get on the back side of the body, outside your trail shoulder. When you do this drill, now it's up in the air right here. Now it's in front of me, and now I can come down. And once you've done this drill, you'll find, you'll find a feel. And it might not be with your lead arm. Your lead arm will teach you into the feel, and you may even feel like, you know what, I'm just taking my trail arm and I'm pushing my trail arm up into the air. Great. Because it doesn't have to be a swing thought that I give you. You can find it yourself. So now it's trail arm pushing up into the air. So I push up into the air, and I feel like my hands are now above my head. So I go up here like this. Oh, that was exceptionally good. Watch this one. Watch this stop. Boom. And it doesn't roll out at all. Now come on and look at the numbers here. 177 I got out of that. And that one went out to 180. So another 3-yard rollout. Very consistent. Look at my backspin, 5,600. I'm up from what was it, 4,800. So I'm almost 1,000 RPMs. Launch angle at 18.7, apex at 97, descent angle at 46. I'm getting close to that 50. I got my apex up to almost 100 feet. Now it's coming down like this. When it's coming down like this, now it's going to stop. And now I can get any hole location. Okay, so You want to compress the ball. You want to create the spin. You want to be able to attack hole locations anywhere on the green. You're not a victim of what the superintendent has done. You can get to a front one, a back one, a left one, a right one. It doesn't matter, because you know how to compress the golf ball and get the backspin necessary for you to stop that thing. You can get the apex necessary for you to stop that golf ball by getting your arms, getting that lead arm up into the air just like that. And when you start to do that, that's when you're going to get the compression that's going to give you predictable distance, both in the air and then total, on the ground included. And when you're able to do that, that's when you're going to really be able to score. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.